While studying English, you're likely to encounter the term close reading. But what do you truly understand about what it means to practice close reading? In this video, I will be outlining what is expected of you when you close read and give some examples of how we can apply this to texts. It's best to start by defining the thing which we aim to do. There are a few definitions depending on which articles you read. One article by Jane Gallup called The Ethics of Reading states that close reading is to read the text itself, what's on the page, rather than something behind the text. Meanwhile, Jonathan Culler defines close reading by outlining its opposite, that being distance reading, which is a reading with the goal of finding a large-scale pattern throughout the text rather than analysing the words directly on the page. When close reading, we're looking for the things within the text that draw attention to themselves, meaning the parts that don't quite fit. This list includes, but is not limited to, unusual vocabulary, repeated words, images or metaphors, italics, or footnotes that seem too long. It's likely that the writer has drawn attention to these aspects of the text for a reason. Some of these can be seen in the extract on screen from the mud below. Gallup talks of the downfall of modern readers. Projection is our downfall. It's natural that as we read what we think should be there rather than what is truly on the page. Doing so leads to what we refer to as unethical reading, as we are not respecting the thoughts and ideas of the writer. Instead of being open to different thought processes, we override them with our own. This is why close reading is so important. Correctly practicing it prevents us from projecting, as we are forced to pay close attention to all the information that we are presented with, rather than a section of it that fits our preconceived opinions. All this information may be overwhelming out of context, so I'll be using Toni Morrison's Desdemona to show how close reading can enhance a reader's experience and an understanding of the author's arguments. Many may read the text thinking that it's in total defence of Desdemona, as the play is centred around her and ensures her voice is heard. If the reader were to hold this thinking throughout, scene 9 would be wasted on them. Morrison uses this scene to critique Desdemona's naivety. Suran, her slave, tries to explain that they were never equal due to Suran being black and in a much lower position. If we practice close reading, we pick up on Desdemona's repeated questioning. Some examples of this can be seen on screen now. This repeated questioning implies that she cannot grasp that Suran is below her, and she appears ignorant to the racism that exists within her society. If we were to not practice close reading, Morrison's whole argument about the role of ignorance in racism would be ignored. We can in turn use this example to truly understand the importance of close reading. I hope that this video has increased your knowledge on close reading and has helped you understand why it's so important for us to apply it when reading the work of others. Ensuring that you are practicing close reading when reading any form of literature will help expand your understanding and your openness to new opinions. So I hope the next time you pick up a text, you're questioning whether you're being an ethical reader.